Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. I got a special guest today, Samuel. I'm going to let him, if he wants to say his last name or whatever. But before I get started, I would be remiss if I didn't thank everybody for coming to the meet and greet last night. Man, we had a great time, didn't we?
We had a wonderful time.
This guy can really sing. Now I hired two singers to come in. And then they said, hey, does anybody want to get up and dance? Sing with us? He brought the house down, man. This guy's really a great singer, but it's good to see people smiling and happy.
That's right. It was wonderful. You know, I felt so comfortable and at peace there.
Yeah. That's part of, I believe that should be a part of expat life. Every now and then expats come together and have a good time like that.
That's right.
We don't have to hang around together.
That's right.
But man, I'm telling you, these meet and greets are getting bigger and better. The next one's going to be in Bacala. But we're going to get right to the point. Samuel, I met him a little bit over 2 years ago. When I had my meet and greet in Angeles City. What impressed me about him was his age and how great shape this guy's in. First thing he wanted to do yesterday when he arrived was go to the gym.
That's right.
This man is almost 72 years old, you see him. But as we got to talking yesterday, he said something to me that blew my mind. I said, look, man, I got to put this on camera. He said his budget was less than $450 a month. That's everything. Rent, food, electric, Wi-Fi, immigration. That's right. Crazy, man.
That's right. I'm doing it.
How long you been doing
it? In September, I'll be here 2 years.
Yeah, because 450. Okay, this isn't clickbait, y'all. You know, but tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you end up in the Philippines?
Well, originally, I was living in Israel. I lived in Israel for about 30 years, and I ended up leaving Israel 2 years ago, and I went back to Cleveland, Ohio, where I was born and raised. And I ran into an old friend of mine, and we got to talking, and he was also in Israel. He has a big agricultural project called Midal in Cleveland, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went and I talked to him, and we just happened to just have cordial conversation. And I told him that I was I'm thinking about going to the Philippines. Well, Asia actually.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know where I was going. You know what I'm saying? We was in the middle, you know, just coming out of the pandemic, because originally I was going to Thailand.
Thailand, yeah, really.
Yeah. And as I was looking at videos and everything, you know what I'm saying, and I seen Calvin, and I said, man, you know what I'm saying, I think I may even try the Philippines, you know what I'm saying. So I told him, you know, that I'm thinking about going to the Philippines. So he told me, he said, you know what? He said, I got a friend that he lives in California, and he has a Filipino wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah? He was like, he said, yeah. He said, matter of fact, he said, I'll give you the number so you can call him. You know what I'm saying? So I called him, you know, and come to find out that he was coming to Cleveland because his father was getting ready to get married in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And so about a week later, he came to Cleveland, and we connected, you know what I'm saying, and everything. And so we made the plans to come to the Philippines.
Together,
you know, and we came here, and I ended up staying with his wife's family.
Mm-hmm.
Staying with his wife's family.
Did they charge you anything?
They didn't charge me anything. You know what I'm saying? They opened up the house to me. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying, I felt like family.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And so they opened up their house to me and everything. So a friend, and then a friend of the family told me that you know what? I know a place right down the street that's vacant. She said, but you need to move fast. She said because it may be gone, you know. So I moved on it. You know, I moved on and went to look at it. Nice little studio, brand new, and it ended up costing a little less than $100 a month.
A little less than $100.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Brand new.
Now,
Brand new.
where is it located?
It's located in San Juan, Hagonoy, Bulacan.
Bulacan.
Province.
Yeah.
Province.
Province.
You know
Any more foreigners there?
No, I think I'm about the only one. You know.
This guy, he told me last night his rent was somewhere around, with the peso being what it is now, he said about $89, $90 for your rent.
About $90.
What about your electric?
With electric, Wi-Fi, water, it may come out to maybe $150.
Yeah. And then your food.
And then my food, you know, as a matter of fact, you know, I'm a vegan.
How long you been a vegan?
I've been a vegan for about 35 years.
That's probably why you look so young, man.
Yeah.
When I met him, I thought he was about in his, mid to late 50s. This guy said, no, I'm 70 when I met you.
Yeah, that was about 2 years ago.
Yeah, about 2 years ago I met him.
Right.
So how much do you spend on it? But fruit is kind of expensive here, though.
Yeah, it is, but not near as expensive as it is in America.
So how much you spending on your food?
I may spend maybe about $100 on food. Yeah, about 100. If I push it, maybe 150, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Now, one thing I'll be telling guys, it's cheaper when you're single here, obviously.
Yeah.
You're single.
Single.
You don't have a woman.
No.
Because he told me something today. He said, Cal, once I get some extra money, he said, maybe I can start dating.
Right.
He said, because it's obvious. This is common sense. He said, because what did you say about a woman having a woman when you were sitting here?
Yeah, that
it's a challenge.
It takes
or
money.
something.
It takes money because you want to take care of them. You want to treat them nice. You want to take them places.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
But $1,000, is takes care of yourself.
Yeah.
And
see?
So
that's how much you get every month?
$1,038.
That's it.
Every month. That's it.
So what would you tell a guy out there who may be in the same situation as you, but all these vloggers, they say, "Oh, don't do it, man. Don't come over here, with $1,000 and that's all you got."
No, you just have to follow your intuition and your instincts and follow your heart. If it's inside of you to come, don't listen to nobody. Come and jump off that hamster wheel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And come and do it for yourself. Because we only have one life to live. We only have one life to live, you know what I'm saying? So come over here and be free.
Man, that's what retirement. Some guy said that last night. He said retirement to him means freedom.
Right.
At the meet and greet. There was some great people there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
last night. I mean, it really was. You can learn so much from these guys, but yeah, I see a lot of people say, "Oh man, don't come over here. You can't live on $1,000." But in certain situations, you can.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're doing it now, and you said you're even saving money.
Yeah, but it takes a little discipline. You have to budget.
Mm-hmm.
You have to budget. You know what I'm saying? Watch what you're spending. You know what I'm saying? And I find myself saving, $300-400 a month.
But you got an exciting life. You just don't stay stuck in the house.
No, absolutely. I love working out. There's a gym called the Real Deal Gym.
Mm-hmm.
That's about a 20-minute tricycle ride from my where I live. So I go there 2-3 times a week. And then about 20-minute walking distance from my house, there's a little resort called the Crown Resort. The Crown Resort.
Yeah.
Where you know, like people come, you know what I'm saying, I get in the water, they let me come in and just get in the water because they know me, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I just have the place to myself. You know, don't nobody be there but me, and I be swimming, you know, it's like almost having my own little resort in my backyard.
Wow.
Because it's only about 15-minute walk.
Yeah, see, I wasn't even going to interview him, but when he told me how much money he was spending every month, I said, I gotta share this with my viewers and subscribers because it's amazing, man. But I know it can be done.
It can be done.
But most guys who come over here, they're not gonna have the self-discipline you have.
Right.
They're gonna have a woman.
Right.
She may have a couple of kids.
Right.
They're not gonna want to live in the province.
Right.
They're not gonna be in great shape as you.
Right.
And so they may not be able to do it. But this isn't clickbait. This guy lives on about $450 a month. That includes immigration, everything.
Everything.
Obviously, you must practice your karaoke.
Oh yeah, you know, I made so many friends in the province just singing karaoke. You know, anytime there's a birthday party or they just having a nice gathering, you know, they say, come on, Kay, come on. As a matter of fact, my American name is Samuel Martin, but my spiritual name is Casadia. Casadia. You know what I'm saying? And so they asked me, well, which name do you prefer? I say, I like Casadia. You know.
Yeah.
So they say, oh, hard, too hard. What else can we call you? I said, well, just call me K. Just call me K for sure. So now they know me as Brother K.
Yeah,
Brother
K. Yeah, it's funny because you're not even going to believe this, but anybody was at that meet and greet last night can vouch for this. We were talking about that. We were talking about, because there's, in Jomo was a guy who came there last night.
Right.
And I said, well, how'd you get that name? And he said, you really can't change your name. He said I think he said he refreshed his name to Njomo.
Right.
And he was talking about how he threw his American name off.
Right.
You know, because I told him, a friend of mine said, you know, with our names, you know, he said it's strange if you saw a Chinese guy with the last name of Smith.
Right.
He said it's the same way when you see a black man.
Right.
With the last name of Smith.
Right.
He said, you know, they were talking about the history.
Right.
Slavery, and, you know, it's because you took the name of your slave owner's name.
Right, absolutely.
So I guess that's sort of what you did. Like, that's not my name for real.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because your name, you know, connects you to your ancestry, who you are, your character, your spirit, you know. And so Casadia means the favorite of Yah or God or Source, the Creator, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? So it gives me a connection to the universe.
Now, you were in Israel for 30 years, you said. I went to Haifa, Israel, but you called it Haifa.
Haifa. Yeah.
What's life like over there in Israel?
Well, it was peaceful for me.
Yeah.
You know, very, very free. You know, the weather is warm. It's nice, but it can get cold in the around December, January, February. It's cold. But I loved Israel. It was nice. I have a lot of friends there in Israel.
You got married there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Is that where you got married?
In Israel, yeah.
Was it an Israeli woman? Or?
No. She was an African American woman. She was part of the Hebrew Israelite community.
Hebrew Israelite community.
Yeah.
But this isn't the Hebrew Israelite community that you see on YouTube.
No.
Debating people.
No.
This is the real, something real over there.
This is a spiritual group that left America.
Wow.
In 1966, 67, like that. And they've been over there for about 50 years now, and they over there letting their light shine.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. I like to have people like him on the channel. They're different. I mean, but you've got a channel. I think you called it Living on Less Than 400, in the Philippines.
Right.
$400 in the
Right.
Philippines.
And it's doable. It's
Yeah.
doable. You can do it. All you just need just a little discipline, and you can make it work.
Yeah, that's one thing we don't have though. See, that's easy to say. That's what's our problem.
Right.
We don't have any self-discipline.
Right.
We can punch the clock
Right.
because we know that the boss, if you don't punch that clock, they're gonna fire you.
Right. Right.
But when you get
Right.
home and say, hey man, you know you gotta do them 25 push-ups, 25 sit-ups.
Right.
You gotta, don't drink them Cokes
Right.
and eat all that sugar and stuff like
Right.
that.
Right.
See, that's tough.
Right.
Doing
Absolutely.
what you have to do because it's the right thing to do.
That's
Most
right.
of us can't do that.
That's right. That's right.
So, I'm not saying that you can live on less than $450 a month over here. I'm telling you it's possible. I'm telling you that Kay is doing it on a daily basis, man.
That's right.
Support this man's channel because he's going to show you all about his life up in the province, the deep province. You're not on any prescriptions, are you?
No, none at all. I don't take any prescriptions at all.
At 72. That's crazy. Well, you're
Right.
71.
Yeah,
You'll be
I'll be
72.
72 July 7th.
Yeah.
July 7th, I'll be 72 years old.
And you saying that, maybe if his YouTube channel catches on, who knows? Because this is a big topic, cost
Right.
of living.
Right.
You're going to encourage a lot of people, well, not encourage, but inspire a lot of people to come over here and try it.
Right. Right. Just listen to your instincts and your intuition, you know what I'm saying? Because when you listen to that, you're tapping into the God inside of you. Because that's where it exists. It's all
That's right.
inside. Everybody looking for everything outside of them, but it's all inside, you know what I'm saying? So follow your truth.
See, he's talking the same stuff. Haven't you heard this stuff before? And we've never talked about that.
Right.
But we're always looking for something outside of us.
Right.
A woman,
Right.
a job, money,
Right.
a car
Right.
that's going to fix us.
Right. Right.
I'm not very religious, but Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within you.
Right. That's right.
You got to go inside.
Right.
But we don't want to do
Right.
that.
Right. And everything will come.
It'll come.
Right. Just be patient, stay disciplined, and watch your dreams unfold before your eyes.
But I want to say one more thing before we get off of here. So all you're drawing is $1,038 US per month. That's it. And
That's
you've
it.
been living your best life over here.
That's it.
Over in Israel.
Right.
But you got the courage though to follow your instincts, follow
Right.
your truth.
Right. Right.
You gotta have courage too, not just self-discipline.
Right.
You have courage.
Right. It says, the universe reveals its secrets to those who desire to follow their heart.
Absolutely. Now you speaking my language now.
Yeah.
I was telling Merlin that the other day because when I came back to the Philippines, I said, Merlin, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna quit BSing. And I'm going to get us a hot water heater for the guest house.
Right.
I said, I'm going to put it out there in the universe.
Right.
Don't you know a guy contacted me the other day. He said, yeah, Cal, I'm going to be coming there in December. He said, and I want to put a hot water heater in your guest house. So when
Right.
I'm there,
Right.
and I was like, wow, I told Merlin, though, the point was, I said, the world is spinning at 1,037 and third miles an hour.
Right.
We're rocketing through the universe at 60,000 miles an hour. We're not just standing still. There's laws in action right now
Right.
that govern our lives.
Right.
We're not just standing around here.
Right.
Everything happens by chance and all that
Right.
stuff.
Right. Right.
You
The
know.
universe is waiting on you, to just step into it. Take command. Take demand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can have whatever we desire within reason, but guess what? We don't want anything.
Right.
We don't want any more. Most of the people watching this right now don't want any more than what Curly wants. Shelter, food, and sex. That's it. So then when somebody does ask for more and they receive it, you get angry.
Right.
Right. But thank you, Kay. I'm going to start calling you Brother K.
Yeah.
That sounds a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Because I don't know they call you Sam, Samuel,
Right,
Sammy.
Right.
And it's a lot of Sams. There was another
Right,
Sam at the
right.
meet and greet last night.
Right.
Yeah, Brother K. This guy's an inspiration, man. Like attracts like. It was so many amazing people at that meet and greet last night. They had such a great time. Go on my Facebook page. I put something on my community page. I didn't take a whole lot of footage. I was too busy enjoying the moment.
Right.
You know, a lot of times you don't want to put that camera in people's face.
Right. And like I was telling Calvin, I say, you know, with all the hatred and the racism, you know, the colorisms of people fighting one another, you know, I say, but all that's going on in that land of confusion, you know, in America. I say, but look at this. I say, you know, we sitting around, you got white people, you got black people, you got the Filipino.
The guy from Cuba there last night.
Yeah, and everybody was conversating, you know what I'm saying, having a good time. Everybody was free, you know what I'm saying, and it just flowed. It was a wonderful night.
Yeah, I think that's just a consequence of living in America. It's almost like expected.
Right.
I'm supposed to hate white folks.
Right.
And, you know, when I'm over there.
Right.
But over here, it's like, I don't know. You're right, man. You know, last night, it flowed so freely, so smoothly. People were laughing, smiling, happy. Race, color, none of that ever was brought up, was it?
Never, ever.
We have so much in common.
Absolutely.
Over here's a different world, man. You know, you need to become a part of this thing.
That's
over
right.
here. You know, as far as a community, we're going to have the next one in Bacolod. John, shout out to John. He was the guy in all white
Right.
last night.
Right.
Yeah, he's going to set that up. But thank you again, Brother K. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you,
this
brother.
guy's an inspiration. Follow his channel, Living on Less Than $400 in the Philippines.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Okay? Watch his channel. Help him, man. You know, we need people like him around. And you young guys, you better start using this resource right here. Don't let us just die and fade away. The mistake I made.
Right.
So many of my father, my uncles, my aunties, all that wealth of information, I let them take it to the grave. I wasn't even interested enough to ask them
Right.
what it used to be like or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find in your heart to help somebody. You know, last night, after every meet and greet, I always put that tip cup up there.
Right.
Because the servers, man, they don't get paid a whole lot. Man, these guys came out of their pocket. I guarantee you, you should have seen the smile on their face.
Oh, they were smiling. They were so happy.
Wasn't they?
Oh,
You see that damn cup was full. Probably 3, 4, 5,000 pesos for one night,
Right.
3 or 4 hours of work. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. Get off the fence. Show some
Right.
courage, show some self-discipline. Anything's possible within reason, guys. But if you don't try, you're sure to fail.
That's right.
If you try, you may fail. But if you don't try, you're sure to fail. Here's an example right here. Less than $450, he's living his best life.
That's right.
You don't have no plans to go back.
No, it's absolutely not.
Guys be worried about, well, what about the hospital? Well, if you take care of yourself, you won't need a hospital.
That's right.
You can be your own doctor.
Right. That's
If you
right.
eat the right foods and exercise and do what they suggest you do, hospitals are for emergencies.
That's right.
You know. And by him saving, you got a little set to the side for that.
Absolutely.
Emergency room over here is what, about $40?
Right.
Yeah. So take care, everybody. I'll see y'all next time.
Peace out.
Remember, living on less than $400 in the Philippines. That's his channel. Give this guy some support.